Welcome everybody back to another video, and today we're playing against Mr. Fuse. You know what, Mr. Fuse, you're about to be Mr. Confused here in a second, because guess what? I'm gonna snowbow you one. Oh, what? Oh, I see a strat. You think you're cool with the sword. Guess what? I'm cool with the bow. How about that? I'm slick with a bow. Oh! I'm actually... And out of here. Get out of town. He thought he was slick with the sword. But guess what? He just got laid with the blade. What was that supposed to accomplish, man? My arrow just disappeared. Heh. Give me that arrow. Give me that arrow. You know you can have that arrow. Right into the middle of your forehead. Heh. The arrow just disappeared again. Off the face of the map. Off the face of the map that arrow went. I don't even know where that went. Alright, but today we're going to be talking about my adolescence, or when I was a mischievous little child, back when I was like 6 or something like that. As a little kid, my parents loved going camping up into like some random woods somewhere. I don't really recall what they were called, but we used to love going camping on camping grounds and whatnot. Get it? Oh my gosh, how did he do that? Huh? That arrow went straight through him. I'm calling hacks. Watchdog. Ban. And out of here. And at the time, I had like roughly 4 of the siblings, I think, out of the 7, 6 I have now, 7 including me. Oh my gosh, I'm just absolutely just Huh? Double in a row? Oh my gosh, 2 in a row. What the heck was that? My parents and I, we ended up going camping with my siblings, and we go up there in a, I think it was an old Chevy Suburban from like the 1970s or 90s or something like that. I forgot what it was. I'll put a picture on screen for you guys to reference. But oh my gosh, this man, hey, he's bee hopping. Those cars are really nice for passengers. I think they had roughly 5 seaters, like 2 up front, 3 in the back. But however, it may be good for passengers. It was not good for what do you call a gas mileage. You guys will understand that soon enough. Can you just... I don't understand the ping difference here. The McDonald's Wi-Fi is absolutely astonishing. I've never seen a creature even remotely try to play Minecraft out of this. And I'm absolutely astonished by that. I ended up going up in this Chevrolet where we had 2 tents. We had a big old orange tent. It was an orange and white one. I think it was a Coleman tent. I can't remember what it was. And then we had a smaller one that was meant for the boys and or the boys and whatnot. Because the girls would sleep with mom and dad in the orange tent because, you know, the girls, they got everything cool and whatnot. They got the big tent. I mean... And then the boys, we kind of just got left behind in the blue tent, I'm going to be honest. Oh, yep, he got snowboat. He has no idea how that happened. Look at him. He's completely confused, running around like a little fish out of water. I mean, I know his... Oh. Ow, he got 2 crits on me. That's not really nice. And we had a much smaller tent. And I had an older brother. He was like 6'3" at the time. So, yeah, it was a fairly small tent. I wish I could tell you the actual area and circumference of the tent, but I can't really tell you that. There's one point in time where we got a little bit of moss off the ground, and we used to put it on, under our noses but above our lips, and so it would be in the face of like a mustache, or when we used to call them the moss stashes, because, well, we put moss in the arrow should have hit and all universes should have hit. We used to call it moss stashes. I mean, right now I don't really need a mustache because I got a mustache. Yeah, believe it or not, Snowstorm has a mustache. Yeah, guys, mustache reveal at 3 million subscribers. Come on, we can get it there. It was one of the family traditions we did. I mean, the average camping experience is like a bunch of s'mores and whatnot. You smoke s'mores over a fire, and I always love my marshmallows absolutely burned to the charcoal. Okay, are you holding me at gunpoint? What's going on, man? He is just dumbfounded of how I'm able to do that. Just... I remember the sisters, they used to get the metal prongs, so that means that, like, the boys and I, we had to go find the, a stick out in the woods, you know, because that's just how it kind of worked, I guess. I'm going to take that arrow. Thank you for your generous donation, my good sir. Very benevolent of you. Burning the marshmallow kind of made it like a balanced taste, almost. And it balanced out the sweetness from the marshmallow. What did you try to do? You tried to shoot me, like, from behind? What the heck is going on here? You're not shooting me. But I don't know why my sister would always love having like it toasted, not entirely burnt like mine, but it just tasted so good. I must have gotten it from my grandma because my grandma just absolutely loves the burnt stuff. Burnt toast, burnt anything I'll eat. However, I must digress. We cooked a lot of things on the open fire, like popcorn we brought from our house and whatnot. And I remember, other than that, I don't really remember what we did. I remember I'm trying to remember if there was any wild animals. I mean, there might have been a bear or two, because there was definitely, like, a camping ground. I remember at night, I woke up in the middle of night one time, just in the tent with my brother sleeping. He was snoring, going like... That was my brother one time. I remember hearing rustling outside the tent, and if anyone knows, the rustling outside the tent definitely means, like, there's something out there, like an animal, or perhaps even, like, a skinwalker or something like that. You know, because at the time, Slenderman was very real, man. Slenderman, you cannot get away from him, but Slenderman was definitely, like, a thing I always thought of whenever I went outside camping, because I saw people like Markiplier play Slenderman for the first time, and I'm like, oh boy, no, I don't want anything to do with that tall white Enderman. Like, I don't want none of that. I'm like a stupid, oblivious kid right now, and I actually thought that he was real and whatnot, but it turns out that he is just an internet kind of, I don't know, kind of like a creepypasta, I guess. You guys were probably unfamiliar with the term creepypasta. But, yeah, believe it or not, we used to have those back in the day. I hate to say it, but... Get out of here. And not even close. And I remember just sitting there in fear, almost like a nightmare terror. But it wasn't like... I didn't see him. That's the problem. You didn't see the guy. You just saw the shadow just walking across the moonlit like side of the tent, and it was absolutely horrifying for a kid my age. Oh, you want a shield dance? Let's dance. Oh, the crit. Was it worth the crossbow? Not really. Not really worth the crossbow. I wanted to go outside to check what it was, but I was just paralyzed, almost paralyzed in kind of like a fearish kind of environment there. And I didn't know what to do with myself. I wanted to go into the orange tent, but remember the orange tent is on the other side of the camping grounds there. I'm like, that means I have to get outside of my tent in order to go there. And I was not about to risk a confrontation with the Slender Man. Welcome to Five Nights at Slendy's farm. Make all your dreams come true. In this case, I did not want my dreams to come true. In the morning, my parents were just like, get up, otherwise we're going to disown you because we're going somewhere today. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. And it turns out we're going to the ocean. Now, this camping ground was not too far away from the ocean that we had here. And I mean, when I say the ocean, I mean like the literal ocean. We could walk to the beach or the coastline, and we would be there at the, well, I guess you could say the Pacific Ocean. This guy's actually really good at the game. Oh, boy. I'm not going to give up. Oh, I see what he's doing. Get out of here, nerd. Oh my gosh, not even close. My parents were sitting around at the open campfire cooking some eggs, I believe, on the fire. And they told me, say, hey, son of mine, do you mind going and getting the Kool-Aid or something like, not the Kool-Aid, I don't know what it was. It was, oh no, it was the Capri Sun. Oh my gosh, how could I miss those two up? That's like the average camping trip necessity there. Just having the Capri Sun on hand. And, you know, it's just, oh my gosh, we actually, not even close. You go get the Capri Sun out of their Suburban, right? The one I told you about earlier. And oh boy, was that the worst thing ever. You see, there's one thing I forgot to mention to you about, is that I have the worst, absolute worst short-term memory loss. My short-term memory loss makes your grandma look like a newbie when it comes to memory loss. So set something down and I'll completely forget where it is. So basically what happened is that I was told to go get the Capri Sun, the little juice pouches that you got with the yellow straws. And it gives me a little chuckle to this day. But I remember them giving me the keys to the Suburban. And at the time, the keys were a manual unlock. So I think the battery in it was dead. So you had to manually unlock it with the key, right? And you unlock the car, right? I remember opening the trunk. I recall getting the Capri Sun, but I forgot the keys in the car. Now, typically there wouldn't be a problem because I hadn't locked the car, right? This particular car, there was a button on the side of the trunk that happened to lock the entire car. Now you see where this is going. I leave the keys in the car, but I take the Capri Sun out. And I shut the trunk closed. Now, you can only see where this is going. Because, believe it or not, my parents wanted to disown me at that point. I remember seeing the just horror on their faces. They're like, son of mine, where's the keys? And I took a look at my pockets. I'm like, it isn't in my left pocket. Is it in my right? I take a look at my right pocket. I'm like, it isn't in my right pocket. Is it perhaps in my back pocket? That's what I realized. I had no back pocket. The horror on my face when I saw no keys in any of the pockets. What was that? That was... I just remember... And my mother was just horrified. And she looks at me, she's like... She says my name in the most excruciating way possible. And she's like, do you know how much it costs to get a locksmith out here? Because we're practically in the middle of nowhere, right? And we're going to the ocean. So we were close by to the ocean, but not close enough to any city. Now, as an oblivious kid at the time, I didn't know what to say with myself. I was aside myself at that point. I think my mother and father both wanted to disown me. So they had to call a locksmith out here. And I just remember the bill that they had to pay. It was like $215 to get someone out here to unlock the car. And my parents had said at the point that the camping trip was actually canceled because of what I, allegedly did. And, it's just, I was very sad about that. And on the way home, I just remember my siblings just staring at me, just saying, you ruined all our fun. We were going to the ocean, but now we had spent our entire savings for the trip, We had saved up a little bit of money for the trip. We had spent up all of it on the locksmith. And I don't know how to explain the remorse I felt for my, obliviousness. I was a stupid kid back then. And, sometimes you gotta do stupid things. But you know what? If you're an adult and listening, don't let your kid go get the Capri Sun if you happen to have a manual unlock car. I know those cars are really uncommon nowadays, especially in more civilized and, developed areas. But if you're more out in the rural areas, you might have cheaper trucks that need manual unlocks and locks. But you typically don't have to worry about that as much anymore. But it certainly was a problem back then. And that wasn't even the only time I did it, too. I think there was another time I did it at the... I don't even know. I just have such bad memory loss, I couldn't remember. I don't know what it was. I must have gotten distracted or something. I remember one of my older sister, she whispered into my ear, she's like, I think you're gonna get in trouble when we get home. And I'm like, thank you, sister. Thank you for reminding me that I am a terrible son, and then I'm gonna be disowned. Back to the orphanage it goes.